Hi and welcome to Know Your Rights. My name is Chris Fisher and this video is part of a series in association with Curry Law Group focusing on divorce. And in this video specifically, we are going to talk about collaborative divorce, which sounds like an oxymoron to me. And from Curry Law Group, we bring in Louis Lazaro. How are you, sir?
Doing great, Chris. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for being here. All right. Collaborative divorce doesn't even sound like two words are supposed to go together. What is it?
Well, collaborative divorce is an alternative to going into court and fighting a legal battle with two attorneys and a judge being present. Collaborative divorce is having a room where people meet depending on their availability, not the judge's availability. They get together and they try to resolve the issues of their dissolution of marriage and come up with an agreement before filing for a divorce.
This just sounds like mediation.
It is. It is a high-end mediation. However, because this process is sort of, I would call it mediation heavy duty. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Because the big difference is you bring in third-party professionals to like accountants and mental health professionals and so on, right?
That's correct. That's a good point. You don't do that in mediation. You're able to bring in what's called a financial accountant to come in and determine what the financial circumstances are for both parties, as well as family therapists to determine what is in the best interest of the children and to give sort of recommendations and assist the parties into coming into an agreement. In addition, if you have two spouses that are really having issues with each other and constantly arguing, you can bring in a mental health therapist to assist those parties in trying to better communicate and coming to an agreement with their attorneys present, obviously, as well as the professionals that are there to assist.
All right, so what are the benefits of going through this process versus the standard divorce?
Well, a collaborative divorce is a confidential process. Nothing comes out in the court. There's no record of going back and forth or presenting testimony. You're able to obtain a written agreement before filing for a divorce. You contain the expert witness fees because if you're in court, one side has to hire an accountant, the other side has to hire an accountant. One side hires a mental health professional, the other side hires a mental health professional. In collaborative divorce, you bring that number down to one. You have the attorneys there who are trained and they are committed to being on your case, but they will not file the divorce if it's still contested. So they're committed to trying to get your case resolved, and they will assist the parties, advising them of their legal rights and assisting them to reach a settlement of their case before they file. You can also request that the judge maintain certain filings confidential based on it having been a collaborative divorce.
So the third-party professionals that you bring in, like the accountant or the mental health professionals, they're assigned by the court, or how do they come into the mix?
Those are selected by the parties. The court is not involved in collaborative divorce other than to enforce the rules on collaborative divorce as well as the statute, but the parties are the one that come together and decide on what professionals they want to hire. Their attorneys, their accountants, therapists as well. And you don't always have to use therapists. You might decide you might not need one. Sometimes you may not even need a financial accountant, but it just depends on the particular facts of your case.
All right, what should somebody compromise on and not compromise on when they go into this process?
Well, if you're going into the process and something that you want is only for an emotional purpose and it doesn't involve a child, but it just involves an asset, you might want to compromise it, especially if the bigger picture is that you get a settlement and the settlement is fair to both sides.
All right. And if you have any more questions when it comes to collaborative divorce or standard divorce, please call the Curry Law Group. And to get a hold of you guys, the best number to do so?
Our phone number is 813-653-2500. That's 813-653-2500.
Louis Lazaro, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure, Chris. Thanks.
And thank you so much for being a part of Know Your Rights.